Welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop, and we're outside on the driveway because we've got a big infrastructure upgrade. Fitting a garage door to the front of my carport. Help protect my Scirocco. So yeah, that's the job for today. I've got some timber you can see behind me. Got a new foot. I've got a couple of mates coming over to give me a hand later on. But yeah, I'll show you what the plan is. So the plan is to attach my new garage door, which my mate has very kindly let me have for free, onto this side. Then there'll be a frame that comes across. It'll come down almost to the edge there. I'll attach it to the top, and then we'll cross brace it back. That's the plan. So I've got some. Fortunately, I couldn't get any 3-inch posts. I had to get 4-inch. And I've got a couple of little bits of this here, so I need to get rid of these bolts here because the frame's going to sit here and go this way. I need to make a makeup piece for us in here. I get rid of these, rescrew that on, and then yeah, hopefully it'll only be a couple of hours work for the three of us, and then I can clad the front of it up and get it painted, and then I can sort out that gap at the back, and I've sort of got myself a garage with some airflow through. So I want to go sort this bit first. I'll show you what I've done when I've done it, and then hopefully this afternoon it will be round and we can go and carry my new garage door over from my mate's gaff, which is just across the way. So first bit's in. I have some pieces of timber here so the post can sit here and the bolt for the top. It's only going to be the top beam that goes here. There's not going to be a beam that comes down this way, just that way. So that's in. Right, let's just have a look how I'm going to do this then. Let me spin around. So the garage itself will sit behind this beam. It's just a little bit too tall, but it will open. So we're going to have a beam that's going to come across here. It'll be framed on this side, and then I think this beam that go here will go all the way up and attach to this bit of timber there. And there's a footstool drawn into the driveway. I'll create that frame, and then I might put some extra bits in just to support it, and then once it's in, there'll be some diagonal bits that will come back to this wall again to support it coming this way, and we'll do the same back this way as well, because I'm going to have some offcuts. I've got two 3-meter lengths. I think I only need 2.5, both of them 2.4s, so there'll be 600mm to cut off these, and that'll be more than enough to create those braces. That's all I can do at the moment. Hopefully this afternoon my mates will be around. I've done that a bit of prep work. We can get the garage door brought over, create some new brackets, and get it fitting at the frame up. I'm not sure if I'm going to film that yet. If I do, you'll see it now. If not, we're going to jump forward so it's all in place. I'll just go through if we had any problems or anything like that. Right, go wide, aren't we? Because I don't go underneath. I've got to go behind the frame, haven't I? Yeah.
What's up?
Not going to get that far in there at all.
Yeah, we did say that, didn't we? That was not going to get.
No.
Because the guy.
I can do it afterwards still. What I can do is, I'll show you in a minute. We can possibly get it. I can get something in the top just to transport some.
Oh yeah.
But I can't get behind the drills anyway, can I? So it doesn't matter. It's self-supporting, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the garage door's self-supporting.
Yeah. Well, I'll just put one panel in and one big in there. Make it even easier.
You can put like a post up here.
Yeah.
And then infills here.
I'll panel that. I'm just going to come and groove it from the front.
Just go and get my spirit level.
Yeah. In place. It's looking pretty good. We're not going to need the top bar, or I might put something in later on. By the way, that's Mark, my neighbour, who's gifted this to me, which is really good of him. So I'll put a link to Mark's channel in a minute down the bottom. He's rebuilding cars, have a video out this week.
Yeah. It will be this week.
Well, we're just going to tack it in this side. We can size the post up on that side.
Yeah,
tacked in that side. We've just put the frame. You can see I cut my finger on me bloody tape measure. Thrown this in, and it is absolutely spot on for level front and back. So we're going to tack the top in, tack these brackets in. I'm just going to see if I can get an SDS drill in that with the plate in place. If we can, even better. If not, I'll mark it. We'll drill through and throw the posts in afterwards. Job's are good. And this is going to be a really quick job. But,
Really
right.
quick. Really quick.
Let me get my SDS drill out. Just before we screw in the bottom.
Check for level.
Nice and level. Just kicked it back. Right, let's get a couple of these in. Using some of these rascals. You just drill a hole and then drill them straight into the concrete. You don't need a roll plug or anything. So I'm hoping these will be sufficient to do it. Got the old SDS drill out.
They're not holding any weight,
go. No. So, right, let's...
Stops it from moving backwards and forwards.
Let's get that drilled in. So, bit of an update, we're going to add some reinforcement in. I'll show you what we mean in a minute.
Against the wall. Bit of wood timber across there. Screwy. Make it all nice and rigid.
We're going to do hopefully 2, maybe 3 of those. And that should secure the side, because I'm only able to get 2 screws at the bottom, because I'll show you why I can't get 2 in the bottom. So these 2 here, obviously you can see it's been chased out to put a drain run in there. So these 2 have just gone into nothing. These 2 though, on this side, are pretty secure. So we could do with something a bit more just to tie this back. So that is the plan. So we're gonna cut the wood down, attach it to the bracket, knock it in, screw it in, and then we can drill it into the house.
Get 2 of them down. Or even 3. We can get 3 out of this piece of wood. Not bad that. Couple of mil.
Yeah, knock that in, down the bottom. We measured down the bottom, didn't I? So
there you go, baby.
that'll do there.
Beautiful. Get the bracket in there. Let's get that screwed in now. Put one in this side as well.
Yeah, I'll put this in first.
Solid.
So it's there, it's in place. I'll possibly I'll just open it up and show you it's all working. I'll grab hold of that, right?
Okay, yeah.
Cheers. Put it a lot then. Job's a good one. Right, just need to do some work around the side of it. Tie it all back in. Garage though, very happy. Just back from B&Q, just been to pick up some outdoor timber cladding. Let's see, we're gonna clad that up, clad across the top. I think what I'm gonna do is I bought some, is it CLS, some of this 2B3. I'm just gonna throw some battens along there, and then I'm going to get the nail gun out and nail in that. So I'll do some drop battens through here to get the top pieces in, because it's a little bit further back. So we're going to attach it to this, and then we'll see how much of a gap we've got. I've got an idea how to make this up, because I need to just seal this sort of joint up as well. It is going well. Hopefully I can get this clad up today, and then over the next week, for you will be last week, I'll get it painted and I get it looking really good. Yeah, right, let's get back to the power tools. So the plan is to reuse this timber. These are the offcuts from where I did the panelling. Hopefully I'll have enough just to do these little bits here, just to get some onto this side, and on there, and just some drops on the top so I can screw these panels to it. So let's get this all in there, and I'll show a video of it when it's all in place. We're going to be using these self-cutting screws again in there, just to razz it in. We're getting somewhere. Hopefully I can get to clad today. That's the plan. Done a stack of cuts there to go up there. It's a little bit wider than I was expecting it to be. I thought in my head it was 200mm, but now just shy of 300. It's 280mm for each one of those. So I've done a stack of those. Deliberately left the length of this because I'm hoping I'll be able to use this up the top. Let me show you. So we've got this one length here. This is a 3 metre length. So when I go from there to there, I'll be able to chop a bit off the end of it, which I can use for the cladding up here. And then at some point, I know it's 200mm, there'll be a crossover where about halfway across, that piece there will kick in on its own, or in that little bit there, so we can fit it all together. We're pretty close to the cladding material at the moment, but I'm going to start putting this in so how much I need. So I'm going to break out the compressor, my nail gun. I'm going to nail gun that bit, because I think it's a bit quicker. It's going to be a need to finish having screws all the way through, having to fill. So I'm going to go break out my my air gun. So I'll start the cladding. Got my air nail gun ready to go. We're going to start, so down on line at the top here. So when I put the top line through for all this, the line runs through. Simple as that. So we're going to start there, and then we're going to work. I think that's the plan. Right. So I've been pondering how to do this cladding piece that's in here. So I've got a piece of CLS going all the way through. I'll attach it at this end, attach it at that end, and then I can do little drops on each one of these. One there as well, which means when I cut this down, I'll have to trim an angle off one end of it, and then the other piece will sit above it. It can sit behind this. So as you look up, which you won't do, there'll be an ever-increasing gap. The reason for the increasing gap is I've got 3-inch posts on this side and 4-inch posts on this side. We didn't pick up that we should really have pulled the frame over by half an inch or an inch to tie it all together. So it is what it is. I'm tempted to plastic clad this anyway with something similar to that. So that should go under, and I can trim the back a bit and get that sitting nice. So right, I'm going to get this in, get these drops in, and then we can start looking at cutting this piece. So I'll know what offcuts I've got from this to do that, on top of that, so I need 7 in total. Right, let's get that in first. Right, so cladding's done. That is a bit of a mess on the inside, but you can't see from the outside. That top little bit I might redo, because I'm 2 lengths short at the bottom, so I'm going to have to buy another length of that, which to be fair is only 10 quid, but it comes in 3 metre lengths. I think they do a short one, so I'll buy one to cover 2 little bits in that, and I might just recut that in, because it's not the neatest. I did it just to get the top bit done. But I'll probably end up doing that again. I said there'll be a piece of cladding that goes over this white beam here eventually. And then I said, well, I need to do a little bit of jiggy pokey for some sort of seal for the I see some plastic L-shaped stuff which will self-adhesive. That should do it. But that's not bad for an afternoon. And it's time for a big tidy up because I need to get the Scirocco back in before it starts raining. But I am really happy with how today's gone. My mate Mark's helped me out. So next job this week is going to have to be probably Tuesday. Get the last bits of timber for that, get that nailed up, and then you can start painting it. Now, I will be painting the front door of this, giving it a rattle can of black just to reset it. Got a little bits of paint missing, so we're just going to refresh that as well. That'll be another video. So, right, painting is next. I do not like painting at all, so that's going to be this week. But massive new space for my Scirocco. Loving it. Anyway, that's Sunday done with. After this, you'll probably see me painting. I'm not looking very happy.
All done over the week. Patched in this piece here, over there, the top and on the bottom. A couple of licks of paint with a gloss finish. And it's looking pretty good, isn't it? I'm pretty impressed with it. Let's go over because you might have noticed. Oh, there it is. There. My daughter got me something for Father's Day. I'll show you what it is because I'm really happy about it. And we'll open this up and you'll see the car sat inside it and give you an idea of how much space I've suddenly created in there. So I'll flip the camera around, have a bit of a closer look. That's it. I had a bit of a lick of paint, fixed the bottom there, added a bit of panel in there. But my daughter got me that for the finishing touches for the front, which I think is amazing for Father's Day. Brilliant. You can see I've got a couple of things I still need to do. This still needs painting. You see there's a couple of nicks on it. Needs knocking out the dents, and then we're going to rattle can this in the next probably month or so. Get into the edges here. You can see there's a gap around the edge of it, so we need to figure something to cover that with. I think a little angle plastic should go in there just to cover up the gap. That's going to solve that. So right, let's get the front of this open. There we go. Perfect size for this car. We'll have a look inside in a minute, see how much space do actually have. It's quite a tight space, but it's what it's been all for, to keep this covered over, particularly from wind blowing in from this side. That's the reason why the side panels were done. But yeah, really happy this is going to live in here now. And it also gives me quite a large space to do projects in as well when this isn't in here, which I'll show you in a minute because we'll take the car out and then we'll show you how much space is actually left over. So just to give you an idea of how much space is left in here, you see it echoing around a little bit, but we'll have to deal with the sound when we deal with the sound. But to give you an idea of space, let's have a quick look around the car and give an idea of how tight the space is around it. Just looking at the back, you can see we're quite tight up against the old fence panel. You just go forward, so I've got this sort of space here. Believe me, my trolley jack could have lived there, get it out of my workshop because it's just a pain in the ass to lift out of there. You can see at the front, I've got about a foot and a half around the front. And down the side, I could probably cut it a bit tighter over when I park the car up. Probably out another 7-8 inches on this side. Fits in here really well. There's a little bit of space to get down the side here to get stuff through from the back to the front without having to move the car out of the way, which is just what I needed. Didn't want to be scraping around the front of the car to get to the front of the house. So this fits in absolutely perfectly. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to take this out and just give you a better idea of how much space is actually in here, because I'm really happy. Also, next project in here is going to be paneling in that back pit there at the top. I'm going to do very similar to what I've done with the panels here. I'm going to order a big sheet of plastic there, get that sealed in. So basically it's going to be weather sealed all the way around. That's another project, as is painting the door. But get the Scirocco out and just give you an idea of how much more space I've got in here, some ideas I'm thinking of having for it. Okay, so how much space have I got? Well, it's about 8.5 feet wide. It's 15 feet long. From a practical space point of view, it does mean it does mean I have space once the car's out here to use this as a build space as well, which I've got a good idea for, because there's a couple of welding projects I have, and I cannot weld out the front because of the risk of sparks and anything else touching the car. I have a welding mat that I'll cover the car with, but I'd rather be in a sealed room, which this will create. So it gives me some options to do some welding projects in here, as well as paint stuff if it needs doing, because large stuff, large builds, I can't build in the shed, it's too small, my workshop. So this just adds another dimension of space that I can use. Just to go through what I'm already thinking about. So I've suddenly gained a little bit of space along here, roughly in line with this gas meter. I'm thinking of either putting a bit of a 6-inch, 8-inch wide shelf along there, maybe shelving up here. I've got an idea of putting in a fold-out table. So it starts against the wall and folds out to give me some workspace in here that can just unfold. One thing that will definitely come in and go in there will be my my trolley jack, but as well as what do you call it, the mechanics blue paper towel dispenser. I think it's going to go there so I can use it inside and outside of the driveway. So yeah, just really pleased that I've got a nice big space now that I can use and see the old Scirocco as a new home. Right, so that's first bit done. Door to paint, rear panel to fill out, and then we're going to do some fit out inside it. But yeah, that's it for now. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Cheers.